What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside of Hartford, Connecticut, and today we're going to be discussing the Roger Clemens trade, which occurred back on February 18th in the year 1999. Now, this was a pretty straightforward trade between a pair of division rivals in the New York Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays that saw New York acquire Roger Clemens from Toronto in exchange for three assets. Basically, Clemens wanted to compete for a championship. He was older at this point, and he kind of knew it might be his last chance. So, after the 1998 season had ended, he thought that Toronto was not in the position to be competitive enough to help him achieve his goal of winning said aforementioned championship. As a result, he requested to be traded. On the flip side, David Wells was coming off a great year for the Yankees, but he was falling out of favor with George Steinbrenner, which was very easy to do. The two teams would eventually agree to the deal that left everyone happy. Steinbrenner got rid of Wells. Clemens had a chance to compete for a championship. How did this trade work out? We'll start by looking at the New York Yankees, who got starting pitcher Roger Clemens. First things first, we will not be discussing anything with steroids in this video. Anyways, with that aside, immediately Clemens took the spot of Wells in the rotation as a top-tier starting pitcher. In the first year with the team, 1999, he would go 14-10 with a 4.60 ERA, and he had 163 strikeouts. Now, during the 99 playoffs, Clemens took a loss to Boston in the ALCS. This is notable because it was the only loss the Yankees took during the playoffs, as they would go on to win the 1999 World Series. Now, Clemens rebounded with a strong year in 2000, as he ended that season with a 13-8 record, 3.70 ERA, and 188 strikeouts. However, he would have a rough showing in the ALDS, but he rebounded during the rest of the playoffs as the Yankees would once more win the World Series. Now, in Game 4 of the 2000 ALCS, Clemens would actually set a record by recording 15 strikeouts in that game, which is the record for most strikeouts in a postseason game by a single player. So, pretty impressive. Now, Clemens, he really just went off in the year 2001. And he started that season with a 20-1 record. And he ended it with a 20-3 record. He had a 3.51 ERA and 213 strikeouts. He was awarded the AL Cy Young Award for his amazing season. Once more, he was very strong in the playoffs. He would duel Curt Schilling in Game 7 of the World Series, allowing a single run over 6 innings. However, the game was tied when he was pulled, and the bullpen allowed Arizona to win the series. So, yeah. Now, he ended that year he ended the 2002 year, which was solid for him, with a 13-6 record, 4.35 ERA, and 192 strikeouts. Now, he would announce during the 2003 season that he was going to retire at the season's end. Now, this led to him getting a lot of applause and media attention wherever he went. He was good that year. He went 17-9 with a 3.91 ERA and 190 strikeouts. Now, the New York Yankees made another trip to the World Series, and he made an appearance. Now, a few months after the season ended, he decided to unretire and he signed with Houston. All said and done, though, he was a great player in New York for 5 years. He was a one-time AL Cy Young Award winner, a 2-time All-Star, and he won the World Series not once, but twice. Clemens was happy with this deal. The Yankees were happy with this deal. How did Toronto do? So Toronto got 3 players, the first of whom was starting pitcher David Wells. And Wells continued to serve as a workhorse in 99. He ended that year leading the league in innings pitched and hits allowed. He had a 17-10 record with a 4.82 ERA and 169 strikeouts. Now, he improved his numbers in the year 2000 as he won an AL Best 20 games. He had a 4.11 ERA and he led the league in complete games with 9. Now, he ends up getting traded, and we will be discussing that trade in the near future, so stay tuned for that. He was a one-time All-Star, and he led the AL in wins 1 time in his 2 years in Toronto. Next, Toronto also got second baseman Homer Bush. Now, Bush had a career year in 1999, as he ended that year with a .320 batting average and 32 stolen bases. The next year, he would hit .215 with only 9 stolen bases, but he did deal with a hip issue throughout the whole season, which limited him and slowed him down. He rebounded well in 2001, as he ended that year with a .306 average and 13 stolen bases. However, he struggled to start the 2002 season and he ends up getting released in early May of that year. Lastly, we have relief pitcher Gray Lloyd, and Lloyd was an above-average pitcher in the 1999 season, as he ended the year with a 3.63 ERA and 3 saves across 74 appearances. However, they decided to allow him to walk after the season just because they didn't need a strong reliever for the salary that he got. So next we look at the WAR, and obviously the Yankees won this trade, but it wasn't a blowout. The Yankees got a 19.7 WAR out of Clemens, whereas Toronto got an 11.7 WAR out of their 3 players. If you include the Wells trade, Yankees still win, but stay tuned for that one. It will be linked in the description below once we get to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was the Roger Clemens trade, one of the rare trades that the Yankees make with a division rival. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, have a good rest of your day.